And so you're very, very welcome to this pop-up masterclass on anxiety, palpitations, insomnia, and panic attacks. So these are quite common symptoms with menopause. And I know I can talk actually from personal experience with those. So if you've read my latest blog, I talk about my own menopause experience, where in perimenopause, at the end of my 30s, beginning of my 40s, I had massive panic attacks. And they would kind of really overwhelm me. I'd be standing in the supermarket, I'd have these huge waves of hot flushes. And at the time, luckily enough, with my shiatsu training, I kind of knew what they were. You'd think I would have actually kind of prevented them from happening, but no, we all have our life experience. But that does mean now I don't have them anymore at all. I might have the tingling in the beginning of a flush, and I'm almost 53, but I don't have those panic attacks, the anxiety. I don't really have insomnia. I might have one night of it every so often. So I can talk from personal experience on what I did to actually address these symptoms, because quite often you might go to the doctors and they think you're going mad. You know, they think it's just something you've got to kind of get over. It's all in your mind, but it's really, really not. This is a physical experience, and it is caused by a physical response with the change in hormones as you age. So in Chinese medicine, we go through every 7 years, we go through big shifts. So at 7, we lose our baby teeth, we get our big teeth. At 14, we're big time into puberty. 21, big baby making age to 28, and then 28 to 35 hormones begin to decline. 35 to 42 you might find perimenopause. 42 and at 49, these are big brush strokes, you might find yourself going into full menopause. And even post-menopause, then all of these symptoms can kind of come and go. So what can you do to actually reduce the symptoms, but not only reduce the symptoms, actually address the underlying cause? And that's what Chinese medicine does for me. It allows me to talk to my body, and it allows me to understand what my body is saying. I'm not here to convert you to Chinese medicine at all. I'm really here to help you go through perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, and really enjoy getting older. This is the time you might be free from your children, definitely free from monthly bleeds. Maybe also you might be coming up to retirement, so don't regret getting older. Use this as it's often in Japanese called your second spring. This is the time to really flourish as a woman. But you can't do that if you feel like your heart is jumping out of your chest and you can't sleep at night and you feel like this dread that just comes out of nowhere. So what can you do in Chinese medicine? So just to preempt this, there is no one solution that fits all. I'm going to give you some broad brush strokes today, and you can interpret them for your own body. You need to, Chinese medicine for me is a language, and we all have different languages. We might read the same book, but we end up with a different story that's kind of gone on. And same with Chinese medicine. I'm going to give you broad brush strokes. And the thing with the program that I'm about to launch, Frazzled to Fabulous, is that actually it takes you as an individual. There are no two women the same. There are no two menopauses the same. And it actually takes your individual symptoms and gives you solutions that are unique, personal to you. So in this class, I'm only going to be talking in broad ways. Frazzled to Fabulous, should you choose to join us, then that will look at your specific symptoms and specific points, specific food that really calms your anxiety. So where do we feel this anxiety in the body? Quite often, anxiety, palpitations, panic attacks, it's all here. It's all in the chest. There's kind of like a tightness that really kind of fixes into the chest. So first off the bat, I'm going to show you something that's going to help loosen this tightness and help to sink the energy. Because in Chinese medicine, we have 3 dantians. These dantians are energy centers. So you might be aware of chakras in yoga. So luckily enough, we only have 3. So it's kind of easier. We've got an upper, a middle, and a lower. And I'm pointing here to my belly. I'm pointing to my belly button there. Okay, upper, middle, and lower. And when all the energy is here in the heart area, it can make us feel very agitated. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your thumbs, put them underneath your armpits, bring your middle fingers over. Where your middle finger meets on the sternum, I want you to tap into here. So let's do it again. Middle fingers, everything's a-okay. Underneath your armpits, bring the middle fingers over and massage into here. I want you to massage and tap. And tell me, how do you feel? Well, you're not going to be able to tell me actually because you're all muted, but put in the comments how you feel. And really, are you feeling, because as I do this, I can feel my energy begin to sink down, sinking down, down, down to my lower dantian, just below my belly button. So you can tap, you can rub, and you can hold. Now this point is called CV, conception vessel 17. It's a really great point for anxiety, palpitations, panic attacks. When all the energy is coming up here and you get really short of breath. So what you can do, even driving, you can do this. You can just press into this point. What this is doing is helping all the muscles to relax along the chest and also open up the aorta, relax the muscles around the aorta. So you've got, and the vena cava, so you've got lots of lovely blood supply coming to the chest, releasing and relaxing. So allow that to come down, down, down to the belly button. So you can do that when you're having a panic attack. Even if you do this and just kind of brush down over your belly and bring the energy down to the lower dantian. So as you're holding that point, I'll talk a little bit more about Chinese medicine, because for me, it's just fascinating. The heart in Chinese medicine is seen as the emperor in the body. And Chinese medicine is just so poetic. It's the emperor. Everything is in service to the heart. Everything is really supporting the heart, because the heart is at the core of the palace. All the other organs like the liver, the kidney, the spleen, they're all in service to the heart. So really, when you get a problem with the heart, you need to really address that, but you would also address it by looking at your other organs. So quite often the heart is not the cause of the problem. It's often just the symptom. And the symptom is your way of your body talking to you. So this is one symptom. But really, if you look at the book, dun, 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 if you look at my book, you'll see here the 5 elements of Chinese medicine. So you'll see in which way the body is organized. You have around the outside, you have a supportive cycle, and inside you have a destructive cycle. Organs, when they're not in balance, will affect other organs. And can you see what is affecting the heart? Is the kidneys. So if you want to work on your heart and reduce your panic, anxiety, palpitations, the source of that will be your kidneys. And why is that? Because it's your kidneys that are responsible for your hormones. If you think about where your kidneys are, they're either side of the spine, and you have the adrenals, which are above the kidneys. The adrenals produce the adrenaline, the cortisol in the body. And if you have too much of this hormone activity, then you're going to find that you're not going to be able to sleep, that you're going to have panic attacks, anxiety, because it's not that your heart is in any way wrong. It's actually that you've got too much of these hormones flushing through the body, giving you these massive sweats, giving these hot flushes, giving you the panic and the anxiety. It's too much adrenaline, cortisol. All of these hormones are not being regulated by the kidney. So if you imagine, it's a bit like a car. There's nothing wrong with the engine. You're just revving it too much. You're just putting too much petrol through the engine. So you would need to look at the kidney. Now that's what we do in the Frazzled to Fabulous. We have we do the points, but also we look at the food and we look at the qigong. So a great food for the kidneys and to help any menopausal woman, seaweed. And I wish I'd have brought some like little, because if you know me, I love my seaweed. I eat seaweed every day. One thing to be careful of is seaweed is really beneficial for the thyroid. But if you've already got thyroid problems because you haven't taken care of your hormones, then seaweed is going to have the opposite effect. So if you're on L-troxin or any other thyroid medication, don't be taking the seaweed. But otherwise, if you want to avoid taking L-troxin and you want to keep your thyroid, which is also around your hormone production, and where is the thyroid? Kind of here, and the thymus, all of these responsible for your hormone production, then seaweed. And it's a salty flavor. And if I go back to the book, you'll see here in the blue-black chapter, all of the salty flavored foods. And why is that? Because you need the salt to stay hydrated. So when you're getting all these hot flush, you're getting panic, you're getting anxiety, also makes you very hot. You can be dehydrated, and it has that big cycle. So try the points. Let's do this one again. Send everything down. And now take your hands around to your kidneys. Let's do a little bit of kidney work and just rub either side of the spine. Take your attention here. Take your attention to your kidneys. Sweep it over the waist and put your two hands over your belly button. And again, hands over the waist down to the belly button. Last time, give the kidneys a rub. This warming of the kidneys, taking your attention here, send a little bit of love to the kidneys, over and down. And I wonder, tell me how you can feel. Pop it in the comments. Can you feel the relaxation that comes to your body? Now you've done these 2 points. You've opened the chest, allowed the energy to come down, right down to the belly. You've said good morning to the kidneys, rubbed it over, down to the lower dantian. Pop in the comments, how do you feel? Does that make you feel less anxious? This isn't woo-woo. This isn't airy-fairy. This is real complementary medicine. I'm not saying that you have to chuck out your HRT, not saying that you don't go and have Western medicine, but I'm just inviting you in the Frazzled to Fabulous to have a connection with your body, to understand what it's saying to you, to listen to it, and to make a change so that you can reduce your symptoms. In my experience, in my 25 years of working with people to help them make changes, what really makes people change and helps people change is care. You can give information until the cows come home. I could tell you a million points. I could tell you all sorts of different supplements you need to take. But it doesn't make any difference unless either I care for you or you care for you. It's that care and listening to the body that really makes the change. And that is really what I've done with Frazzled to Fabulous. I've designed a program that really cares for you. Every week we have an hour-long pop-up class where you before the class tell me what your symptoms are, and together we work through that, working out which points specifically for you. There's one, but there are 596 points. Who knows which one it is for you? We talk about the foods. In Frazzled to Fabulous, there's 35 different food videos, and I show you how to make food with seaweed, how to use seaweed. It's really easy. I wish I'd have brought some up here. You can even just buy the sprinkles and have them on the table and use it like salt. It's a really easy way to take care of your kidneys. Also, making sure that you're hydrated and you're taking plenty of good quality salt will also improve the kidneys, because we need to bring a home for the heart The heart is where our spirit lies. In Chinese medicine, we have our lower dantian, which is our digestion, elimination, reproduction. We have our heart, which is our connection, our love, our spirit. And then we have our mind, which connects to the universal emptiness. So that might all be a lot of information for menopause, but it's really good to know that those three centers exist. Where are you living? Are you living in this kind of headspace where your head is taking over? Are you living in your heart? Is that got too much energy? Is it too agitated? Because where you want to be is in your lower dantian. This is the area that is pleasurable. This is the area that governs your hormones, your relaxation, your restoration, and your regeneration at a real cellular level. Yes, your reproduction makes babies, but it also makes your own bones. It makes your own skin. It makes your hair. It is essential during menopause to keep your kidneys strong. So I've given you a few. You could do this one, really, really fantastic base for keeping your kidneys strong. Plenty of seaweeds and plenty of water. Obviously, the kidney and the bladder is the water element, whereas the heart is the fire. In the 5 elements that I talk about in my book, it's a really simple system. So points, food, and qigong. If you like, we can do one more qigong exercise before we leave, because already my hands have gone into this point. So this one is called prayer wings. So what I want you to do is bring your hands down in front of that CV17 point and just bend your head so you're looking at your fingers. Now breathing in, opening up, face your palms to the wall, breathing in and breathing out. Bending the head and breathing in, opening the chest, and now breathing out. Feel the spine and the shoulder blades, because remember the heart is a 360-degree organ. Opening up the front, and people are really great at opening the front, but now open the back between the shoulder blades. Last time, breathing in and breathing out. This one is called prayer wings, and it's really great, again, for reducing anxiety. And again, taking the energy down, down, down to the lower dantian. Taking it down, down, down to the lower dantian, around to your kidneys. And this is your ground of being. And this will help you stop having your anxiety, panic attacks, hot sweats. And if you want to know a point for sleep specifically, I've done a video and I'll put that in the comments, and you can actually go and have a look at the video for insomnia and sleep. So I'm going to stop talking now and answer any questions that you may have for me, and also tell me how that experience feel into your body now. How does it feel? Does it feel softer, less panicky, more grounded? Let's hear what you have to say.